Just had to run. I just got stung by a bunch of bees. Back just as you come down the stairs to the falls back there, a bunch of little bees stung me in the back of the leg pretty good. Then another lady came by and she's doing that walk and she got stung good and I had to pull one off her back. So I haven't been stung in years and don't think I'm currently allergic. But oh boy. Stuart here, going to find out how's the hike back on the Foothills Trail. Last time I crossed this road, this was all freshly burned. Pretty interesting to see how the forest regenerates itself so quickly. Amazing, really. One of those weekend hikes. I had a few days. Gotta be back on Monday late in the day because on Tuesday's the girls' birthdays. So I wasn't even sure I was going to record this hike because, you know, I do hike and don't record, but this is a section I know super well, heading down to Nicholson Ford first, about 1.5 miles, and then up into the Chattooga River area. And what I think I might do, if I can put the miles on, is hike up to Sloan Bridge access over the weekend and then turn left and come across on a trail I've never been on that takes you over to Ellicott Rock and then turn around and kind of make a lollipop loop out of it. Thought of parking actually down at Nicholson Ford to shave off 1.5 miles, but my car's got pretty low clearance and I know there's a couple of brooks or streams that run through the road down there, so thought I'd just go ahead and get the extra exercise. Because, you know, even after a couple epic hikes this summer in Jasper, I've been sitting a bit. So that might be a bit of a wander. That'd be kind of fun. And even if I sit down and look at the mileage and figure I can't do it, with the time I have, there's lots of amazing stuff to enjoy on the Foothills Trail. It's kind of my go-to place right here along the Chattooga River. Pretty awesome. I mentioned earlier Nicholson Ford access. This is it. Showed you this on other videos as well. Lots of parking here. Can get busy on the weekends. Today's Friday, but nobody here yet. People can walk out very quickly and see the waterfalls that aren't too far. So, but about 2 miles from the road, according to Gaia, not 1.5. No big deal. I'll head toward the Chattooga River. One of my favorite places. It reminds me a lot of some of the hiking I did when I was a kid up behind our house. Now, there's no big river like that up behind our house, but there's a couple pretty good size, I called them brooks. But I used to just love walking the brooks. Rock hopping, no trails of course, just kind of bushwhacking and rock hopping. So I don't know, when you get out here I just kind of feel at home. Not far from where I parked at all, and certainly not far from Nicholson Ford. You can see a place to tuck in here. There's a couple more up the way I'll show you, but you know, for me, for a fast getaway Monday morning, a place like that's perfect because it'd be less than an hour to the car. So there's a few more up here I'll show you. In fact, one place where I've actually camped. So lots of options here as we get closer to the falls. Well, that didn't take long. Nice big area here. Camping. Pretty popular spot actually, and don't tell anybody, but back in there's another nice little spot too, but that'll just be our secret, okay? Because it's nice and private and it's right by the white noise of the water running. But that's the thing about the Foothills Trail. I've said it before. If you just look around a little bit, Look at this spot. I love it. I was here before I set the tent up over there. Little fire here, water right there. So this may be my Sunday night spot. One more to show you just up here around the corner. I actually missed that camping spot that would have been on my left because it's so grown in here right now. This is the Foothills Trail, Chattooga Trail intersection. Of course, I've showed you these falls before, but I have to go down here, take a small break, and just look at these. Anyway, I missed the spot back there because it's so lush right now. I usually hike this trail in the shoulder seasons or in the winter when there's not even any, canopy. And it's hot today, so I'm sure glad there is a canopy, but that's why I missed that other camping spot. Maybe we'll try to catch that on the way out. But it would have been on my left there as I came out of that other campsite, started up the trail. Yes, nice spot for a break. And I'll show you on the map what I've been thinking about doing. But first, one of my favorite little spots. Not very far from the car. Let me kind of show you what I explained earlier. I parked here instead of here, and now I'm down here. And the idea that I had in my head anyway was to hike up and go along here, hit Burroughs Ford, and then over this way to Sloan Bridge access, and then cut across to Ellicott Rock. And then back down here, the Fork Mountain Spur Trail continues down here back to Burroughs Ford, and then back to the car. That's my kind of in my head. Now, I'm just out here for a nice leisurely weekend, so we'll just see. I'm obviously going to get up in here somewhere today and camp for the night, and then I'll sit down in a little more detail and kind of look at the mileages and distances and plot things out, because honestly, I have to get back to here to hike out on Monday so I can get home for the girl's birthday on Tuesday. So I'll look at that a bit later when I find a place to camp for the night. But that's kind of the idea at the moment. No sign of activity there now, and that's a good thing. Wow, look at that. Well, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Some guys just whizzed past me. They were moving light and fast. So it is Friday. This is a very popular section, as I've said many times before, so that's one consideration on the weekends when you're trying to plan something, is to figure out, okay, what's my move here. Those guys are going pretty quick though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were actually through hiking. Probably left the Coney State Park earlier today, and I would think just passed me. But I'm just guessing, of course. Leveled off here. See? A little tent pad there. There's certainly more up here, including where the girls and I stayed on our through hike of the Foothills Trail. Lots of great spots along this area. It's so tempting just to say, okay, that's great, I'm going to stop here. Another great spot here. And if you look over in there, lots of other great spots. I might as well show you because it parallels the trail. And there's just tons of camping space right here. I mean, even a little spot like that, or right there. So, and then of course, big open spots like this, and there's actually more up in and along there as well. I've ignored the temptation just to stop and chill and camp there for the night because I like that area so much. But there is a little spot up here on the beach. I've probably shown it to you before, but every time I've been through there, there's always somebody camped there. And if there's not somebody camped there tonight, maybe that's where I'm going to call it a day. Plot my next moves for the weekend. Another really nice spot down in there. Only a few minutes from where I just showed you. And just like a little beach. Super nice. River's a bit lower than I've seen it in the past. So lots of room down there now. Here it is, and it's available. However, it's pretty early. It is pretty early to be stopping. So, might want to go a little further. But what a great spot. We'll sit over here in the shade, take a break, and have a look at the map. I've opted to keep moving, get up to around the Burles Ford area, and then decide what I want to do. I already showed you my plan, but got great flexibility this weekend just to kind of wander around and do what I like. So, you know, I don't really need to stick to that plan if I don't want to. A little early to stop now, so what I think I'll do is just head on up here. There are some spots by the river as you get close to the Burles Ford area, if my memory serves. And maybe I'll pitch there for the night, or walk back a ways and enjoy that beautiful beach spot. Time will tell. This section always reminds me of the Laurel Valley. Well, this is not the most even tent pad in the world, but it's just me with my two-person tent, and I think I'm done. It is wicked hot. I think I can make this work somehow. And look where I'll spend my evening. Yes, yes. I think this is it. I'll just have to sleep a little cricket. Little shot of camp. Saw some folks go through because the trail's just up there. Finished filtering my water, having some electrolytes because it was so hot today. Of course, the tent's never been on a more crooked pad, but I actually laid down and had a little rest, believe it or not, and felt pretty good. So this is my evening right here. Look at this. So for me, this was worth not having a perfect tent pad or anything like that. I mean, the noise is phenomenal, and it's just an awesome spot. Really awesome spot. So I think I'm pretty much ready for just for the evening. Sunset's around 7 o'clock because it is October. The only tree of any consequence and concern is that one, but she looks pretty strong and pretty alive, and not expecting any big windstorms or anything like that tonight. So, all right, a little more tidying up and supper. Everyone would be proud. A little vegetarian in the family. It's good though. This one. A little creamy, you know? Lots of nice veggies and pasta and 2 cups of water. So, almost 500 mils of water. Man, it's still hot. Really hot day. When I was driving up yesterday to the Greenville area to get staged for today, it was triple digits Fahrenheit. I think it was 103 Fahrenheit. I'll flash up what that is in Celsius because I can't convert. But today was brutal. I laid down and was like, I mean, my heart was going. I could tell I was dehydrated. So I'm on my 2nd dose of electrolytes. It's going to cool down a ton tomorrow. Maybe the high 70, maybe. So that's a pretty big difference. So obviously some sort of front coming through. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy my dinner and have a look at my view. Well, considering I got a late start, pretty good day 1. I didn't get to Burrell's Ford, so now I'm going to have to kind of look now tonight when I go in the tent and see if this lollipop loop still makes sense with time constraints I have. You know, I mean, if not, no problem. Pretty hot day. Holy mackerel. It was hot and it's still pretty warm. I can't imagine I'll be in a sleeping bag anytime soon. Just kind of lay on top best I can and listen to that and go to sleep. So once I figure out what I plan to do tomorrow. So I guess I'll let you know that in the morning too. Morning. Wow, what a difference a day makes, huh? A little bit of spitty drizzle. I had to put the rain fly on last night when it started to spit, and boiling some water for coffee. So spent the evening in the tent looking at maps, and I think I need another day to do this loop I want to do, just because I don't like to rush. You know me. So yeah, so plan B, I think I'll just head back up, or down rather, the Chattooga River toward the car and look for a nice spot for tonight. Weather's going to move in a little more tomorrow with some more rain, according to the Garmin weather on the GPS. So if I get a little closer to the car and it is going to rain, then I could probably just duck out a day early. And it's a great benefit of just really not having any concrete plans, but just wanting to get out in the woods, you know, and enjoying some time. The other thing I wanted to say too, I'll show you this real quick. The other reason I wanted to get out is because I have this lovely new backpack. This is the Gossamer Gear Mariposa, and unfortunately that's not a very nice presentation of it. It's the Mariposa 60, and got kind of inspired on the North Boundary Trail by Brian DeLay, who was hiking with Z-Pac's Arc Haul, I think. And just, I mean, my Osprey Zenith packs, the 88, the 105 I have, are awesome, but they're, you know, in the 5.5 pound range, and for a couple days out here, not really necessary. So going through some life changes right now, and thought I'd buy myself a little gift. So so far so good, and maybe at the end of this hike, I'm not really a gear reviewer, but maybe I'll put together something quick for you on YouTube, talking about this backpack and kind of comparing it to what I'm used to hiking with. So that's the plan. Coffee, breakfast, and then I'll meander my way down the Chattooga River. Nice leisurely morning. So lots of folks with their day hiking packs going by. It is Saturday, and here's that big walk, I think for the Make-A-Wish Foundation or the Children's Miracle Network, one of those two amazing organizations. So I expect to see lots of folks, but one of those days where I'm not sure where I'm going to end up, and that's kind of fun. Whew. Just had to run. I just got stung by a bunch of bees back just as you come down the stairs to the falls back there. Bunch of little bees Stung me in the back of the leg pretty good. Then another lady came by and she's doing that walk and she got stung good and I had to pull one off her back. So I haven't been stung in years and don't think I'm currently allergic. But oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Never fun when you get stung. I actually saw another set of bees yesterday out by the, well, just almost to the road between Chattooga and Nicholson. Just after I came down there, a bunch of bees swarming there, but they left me alone. I'll have to keep a good eye on those on the way out of here. Ouch. This is how my brain works, or how weird I am. I see a fallen tree like that, but then look, this tree is trying to get itself back to life. It's obviously still rooted into the ground over here, and it's sending up these shoots toward the sun. I know, crazy, huh? But nature's a really fascinating thing, and it's these weird little things that I notice. So, hope that didn't bore you, but a little insight into my my weird mind while I'm out here walking alone. Guys out there fishing. That's very cool. I did see a lot of fish in the water last night in various places. Good morning for it too. I can't resist taking a shot of this every video. It's just such a great view. Back along my favorite section, and I'm very surprised not to see anybody camped here. Wow. Super surprised. Too early for me to stop, so I think I'll head up to Lick Log and see if my secret hiding spot is available. And just kind of go from there. But yeah, I'm for a Saturday pretty surprised there's nobody at all. Well, go see what Lick Log is like. Noticing these blue ribbons for the walk, for those folks doing the charity walk. They must have had the first person go through, must have tied those. That's the only way I can think of it, because yesterday when I came the other way, they weren't there. It's a good idea, I guess, if you've never been out here, to make sure you're going the right direction. Although the Foothills Trail is exceptionally well marked and in most places absolutely clear where you're going. Ah. Here's the big camping area I missed showing you yesterday. Usually, as I said yesterday in the video, that I'm out here when a lot of this, underbrush and stuff, the foliage is gone, because that's the cooler time of year. I guess that's the area I was looking for. So, all right, we're heading that way. Always puts a smile on my face. I just passed a dad with his two boys, in this case, hiking out to the Chattooga area. They got the fishing poles. They started at a Coney, so that's a big walk already for them, 8 miles and change. So it just makes me smile thinking of being out here with your kids. And I hike a lot with my girls, but if you haven't done it, I just can't. It's just such an awesome experience to be out here with your kids in nature. I highly, highly recommend it. Oh, look where we are. Lick Log Falls down there. Let's go see if my secret spot's available, and if it's not, I have a decision to make. Well, no room at the inn. My little spot was taken, and there's a couple other people in the big spot, so I've got some options. I'm gonna walk toward my car and think about whether I'm gonna stay out another night or just call it a nice, refreshing out and back. Rain is moving in a little bit tonight and tomorrow. You know, it's been drizzling all morning, which is no big deal. It'd be no big deal if my car wasn't 2 miles away either. If you're on a long hike, you gotta keep going. But, you know, rain coming, bee stings. Didn't get to do my loop, so I'll just ponder that as I walk up this way. But I'll go past Nicholson Ford, and I've never really noticed any camping spots between that and the car. But if I see something awesome, then, well, why not? I'll just stay there for the night and head out tomorrow. Let's go figure it out. Just came by the Make-A-Wish checkpoint. They gave me a little orange. I didn't want to take anything because I'm not out here helping those folks out, but sure to tell them how much I appreciate what they're doing. In fact, one of my daughters, one of the girls' friends, has leukemia and is, you know, doing well, but these folks have helped her meet the author of Harry Potter, believe it or not. So she's going to get to go over and see J.K. Rowling for a few hours and hang out with her. And I mean, you know, we've been lucky in our lives so far with Evelyn and Olivia and their health. I just can't imagine what it's like watching your child go through something like that. So these people deserve so much support. And maybe next year, that's what we just joked about a little bit, and maybe next year I can come up and hike this great trail and contribute a bit myself. But pretty awesome. See, weekend on the trail, and you just never know what's going to happen. It's pretty awesome. Pretty cool. Just met a gentleman starting his through hike, heading the same way the girls and I did when we did ours, and he was joking about how the pack was heavy for a guy over 50, and I laughed and said, I hear you. I feel your pain. Now, he's smart. He's caching food halfway along the way. That's not something we did. That's just me, you know. I'm caching food smart from a weight perspective, but I tend to be a bit of a worrier, and I wouldn't want to get there and find that it was, you know, taken by a raccoon or something. So anyway, whew. Here's that water cache just down in there. I mentioned this before when I was out here. Boy Scouts come out and build these cisterns, because this stream here can dry up. No problem with that right now. But if you ever see these markers, it's a great place to go down and get some water. In fact, when we were up at the Cantrell Homestead, I mean, she's pretty dry, and even the cistern, it took a while to get what we needed. So really appreciate the Boy Scouts and the Foothills Trail people for all the hard work they do out here. Oh, look, stairs. I remember you. I'm going to sneak by here because yesterday there were a bunch of bees swarming around the end of that stump. So I wonder, I've already been stung a whole bunch of times today. I'm really not into it right now. Oh, not much going on there today, but they were around yesterday. Okay. Yeah, twice in one day would be a little much. Yes, getting close to the road. So I guess that's it. Really, down by that cistern, there might have been a spot to pop in there beside the trail, but another hot day. Gonna rain tonight. So I think I'll head over to the car and call this one a nice little in and out. I think I see a tent up there for the Make-A-Wish folks. So thank them again for their hard work, and plan my loop around Ellicott Rock when I have a little more time. So, but still a great hike. Met some great people, and just got to get out and clear my mind and refresh the soul and test out this new Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60. You know, 16, 17 miles. Wouldn't be fair to give it a review at this point, but, and I'm not a gear reviewer, as you know, but I think at some point I'll share my thoughts with it for you and hope that it helps. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.